Hi everyone, this is a pick a card reading for their thoughts, intentions, and feelings towards you. So we've got here these four absolutely beautiful groups, and we've got group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. Maybe it's the number of the group that maybe just draws you into that particular reading. Maybe it's the image on the front, or maybe it's the little crystals, whether it's the star, the moon, or the other ones. So take your pick. As I mentioned, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The timestamps will be in the description box below for whichever group you are really drawn to, but I also just want to make a little mention of a few different things as I usually do. If you would like to win a free reading with me, definitely do check out the description box below. All the information is there as always. If you would like to purchase a private paid reading, information is also down below as well. They are done within 24 to 48 hours. And the last thing I want to mention is my intention items are on Etsy. So I'm actually wearing one of the bracelets right here. This one, I mean, it just matches the reading so beautifully, but there's loads of different ones on there. There's love, twin flames, soulmate, there's confidence, there's happiness, there's health. There's just so many different ones on there, so definitely do check out the bracelets on there. They're all meditated with, saged. If you want to see the reviews and see how other people have seen results with them, definitely do check out my Etsy store, which is in the description box below. International shipping, and yeah, I'm really, honestly, I'm so happy with these items. They are handmade, and there's also intention cards which you can put under your pillow, in your wallet, or your purse. So let me just grab one of them to show you. So this is one of them, and yeah, you can put it under your pillow, in your wallet, or your purse, and they're hand embroidered. So that is what I wanted to mention, and now let's get started with this reading. So we're going to start first of all with group number 1, and I'm just going to do a little bit of rearranging as well. So let me just move these to the side. Alright, looking good, looking good. Alright, group number 1. This is your reading for their thoughts, intentions, and feelings towards you, as well as probably actions as well. I feel like that's quite a good one as well that I can include. So that is what we're going to be reading on. So let's have a look. Obviously, you have chosen this particular pile, which is super interesting. And also, so you've got the eye, and you've got these crystals around it, and you've also got the star as well, which is really beautiful. So the reason why I chose green for this particular reading is because I really was just thinking of the heart chakra, and obviously this is a reading which is very much so to do with romance and love. So we've also got these white roses as well, which are 100% real. So let's have a look and see. So we've got all of these cards here, and this is for your pile. So the way in which I did this was I shuffled the cards and I put them into the piles whilst asking the question. Alright, so let's have a look, and I'm just going to take this away and then I'll put it onto the spread once I've laid it out. So we've got here the 9 of crystals, we've got the devil, we've got the 6 of jars. Let's just push these roses forward a little bit. Let's do that so that you can see the cards a little bit more. So 6 of jars, 8 of wicks, as you can see right there. We can put another one on the row. We've got the hanged man, King of Wicks, the Empress. I just love these illustrations so much. This is called the Earth Bones Tarot deck. We've got the Nine of Wicks, which is interesting because we also have the Eight of Wicks there as well. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, which is quite a big energy. We've also got the Nine of Petals. We've got the Knight of Jars right there. Let's put that right there. And then we've also got here the Five of Jars. Wow, this is pretty fascinating. I really feel, well, let's first of all start off with this person's thoughts and their feelings as well. I think that's quite important. And then we'll get into actions and intentions, because what I feel, especially with their thoughts and their feelings, that there's something that's not quite right in this person's energy. And I don't mean to say that they're off or anything like that, like this is a bad person or anything along that line, but I feel like they don't feel good. That's the kind of energy that I'm picking up on. So it's not that they're a bad person, because obviously there's a difference between being a bad person and then not feeling great. But essentially, this person here has definitely not felt great, especially with the, let me find this card, there it is, the Five of Jars, right? That shows that they felt really upset and off about things, which has also in many ways controlled their emotions and how they have acted towards you. So to me, it seems like there's something that has really, really made them feel this way. Now, it could be an addiction, it could be something like mental health issues, struggles, or even depression, but there's something that they have just felt in a rut about, and that is the devil coming through. To me, it shows that this is more so to do with themselves than it is to do with you. So their feelings towards you, especially when I'm looking at the Empress here, I mean, that's a huge energy to have, right, in a reading like this. It goes to show that this person really likes you, this person really respects you, this person really does admire you. And I know that sounds kind of like, you know, like just amazing, right? But that's the thing, is that sometimes, and I say this analogy a lot, I say it a lot, so if you hear it again, it's the reason why, is because it's a very powerful one. When someone doesn't feel great, or someone is not well, no matter what kind of food you put in front of them, they will be rejected towards it, right? Especially if they're not very well. They're just not going to want to eat it, touch it, taste it, nothing, right? Because they're not very well. But the minute they get better and you put their favourite food in front of them, they're absolutely going to want to just devour it, I guess, right? It's that kind of energy where you're in front of this person, or, you know, your energy is there, but because they don't feel great, they'll just keep sort of having that rejective energy until they feel better. Now, interestingly, fives and tarot showcase change. So the Five of Jars, even though this is their sadness, this is their stress, this could be them mentally really struggling or being at a loss, this person could be grieving something as well. Take it according to your situation, because of course I'm reading for so many people at once, that's the thing. But there's definitely something here. It could be an addiction. Perhaps they're addicted to something or even a substance, and they are trying to find a way to cope with that. So to me, it really shows that's something really big. The other thing I've just picked up as well is you've got the Five to the Six of Jars. Now, the Six of Jars here is about wanting to give to you. It's about having those feelings towards you. We know that because of the Empress, right? So how they feel within themselves is actually how they feel different towards you. But because they don't feel good within themselves, they find it very, very hard to act that way towards you, if that makes sense, because this person knows that you deserve 100%. You're kind, you're loyal, you're a caring person, you're very, very loving, and that Empress is, the Empress is ruled by Venus. So it just goes to show that this person thinks that you are an incredible person, but they don't feel good, right? So then they find it hard because they do have this not so great energy around them. It's not to say that they're a bad person. I don't believe that this person is bad, but they definitely are not feeling great, right? And when someone doesn't feel great, they may not make the best decisions, right? Because they may just feel so down that anything they try to do, they just might not feel that great, right? So that's what I'm seeing here. But 5 to 6 definitely shows, in terms of their actions, that this person is going to come around, in the sense that they will try and give you a message or some form of communication that at least allows you to know where you stand with that person, because the Six of Jars, I know it's crazy, but you know, it relates to tarot, so Six of Jars, even though, you know, jar is kind of like something that of course holds things in, right, a little bit like a cup, but the Six of Jars here is very much so about that energy, which also resembles this sort of gifting energy, like giving something to someone, and trying to hold something very valuable and precious in it. So that's quite interesting. Like, they could give you a gift. It could also be really valuable communication, especially for those of you that have no contact or communication, or perhaps you've never even met, because sometimes this is also about energy as well, right? And the energy can sometimes be blocked. Whether this person has ghosted you, I feel like you might get a response, text message, email, some kind of communication. I see it, I really do, which again is pretty fascinating, to say the least, or to say the most. And that's what we've got. Now, the card that you most probably were drawn by for this reading is this one right here, and this is the Nine of Crystals. Now, the Nine of Crystals is this energy of feeling really, really stressed, anxious, head in the hands, and it goes to show that this person doesn't feel good within themselves, but it's not to say that they don't feel good about you. They feel that you're, again, an amazing person. They think about you a lot, right? The Nine of Wands here shows this person thinks about you a lot. They wonder about you, they ponder about you, they're constantly thinking about you. This person really, really likes you, and they are constantly thinking about you. First thing when they wake up, first thing before they go to sleep. This person really thinks about you and really likes you. And it's just that they feel like they're not ready and they haven't got themselves together. They feel like they have a lot of grief. I'm also feeling baggage as well. That's something that's coming through, interestingly enough. So it's a strong energy. And you've also got here the Eight of Wands as well. To me, this really shows that they do want things to progress. They do want things to move. They do want to send messages, but they also want to get themselves together first. They want to feel good so that they can enjoy what they have in front of them. Again, it's that whole analogy to do with the meal that I mentioned, right? When someone doesn't feel great, they'll be rejective towards whatever is in front of them, even if it's the most amazing thing. But when they feel better, they will absolutely want it. And that's what they want. They want to feel good so that they can enjoy what they have in front of them and give to it 100% and enjoy it 100%. And that's you. They want to be able to give you 100% and not just, you know, half do it, which I think is really important for sure. And that's what we've got, right? So this again shows pain, sadness, frustration on their own end. There's something that they're really dealing with, especially with the Devil here. Six of Jars again shows that you're going to, so through actions, and their intentions are to first and foremost get themselves together, and then their actions will show through as them doing that, but also them giving you some form of communication or perhaps even a gift so that you know where you stand in the situation. And then messages. I see quite a lot of messages, some form of communication here. And listen, if the two of you are in contact or conversation, this can be about an increase in terms of knowing where you stand, an increase of messages, communication, and things like that, right? So that's what I'm seeing here. But there's just this like very hot and cold energy that I'm picking up on, which is, you know, why I'm saying this as well. Right now you might be thinking, wow, that would be a miracle, and the star here is very much so. I'm just looking at it like, wow. It may feel like a miracle, but hey, look, I'm going to tell you that miracles happen. And if you're thinking, Moonlight, really? Really, Moonlight? Because some of you will be like, yeah, Moonlight, miracles, they exist. And I totally agree. Miracles do exist. But some of you might be a bit skeptical because I can hear your voices. I can hear your voices when you're watching this reading. That's the crazy thing, is that I can kind of hear that. A lot of you might be thinking, yeah, whatever, Moonlight. If miracles existed, I wouldn't be in such a difficult situation, blah, blah, blah. I want to remind you that things happen in divine timing. I know that's such a cliche thing, and you're probably like, oh, all readers say that. But really, when you think about it, right, we're on Earth, planet Earth. We're floating on this ball in the middle of the freaking universe. Does that not seem like a miracle in itself? Our life is a miracle. The amount of precision and the the temperature of the sun in relation to how far the earth is, for us to be able to survive on this planet, right? The resources that we have, the technology and how things have developed and grown, like that is a huge miracle, because other planets don't have life, right? Temperatures, weather, atmosphere, science. It's mind-blowing. It really is mind-blowing. The amount of, things that need to be perfect in order for us to be able to live our lives on this planet is crazy, right? Just with science and how everything works, that in itself I believe is a miracle. I believe that our life is a miracle, and I know that it can be really hard, but that is also a part of our journey as well. So anyways, coming back to this, I see it as a miracle, all right? I very much so do, and miracles happen, okay? I see here some form of progression in this connection. So we've got the Hanged Man, all right? This person may be quite quiet from time to time, very withdrawn. They're trying to think of things from a new perspective, and they're trying to get themselves together and feel enlightened. So they like to have their own space from time to time, which, again, don't be worried by that. Some people like to have their own space. It's one of those things. And 9 of Petals. Very interesting that you've got 3 9s here. 9s are kind of like feeling incomplete, right? It's that sort of incomplete energy. We don't have any 10s to sort of back up any of the 9s. So to me, again, this person feels incomplete, but they know that they want to bloom. They know that they want to have that sense of self-confidence and flourish and feel happy and good and have something strong. So it goes to show that off the back of the 9 of Wicks and the 9 of Crystals, that they want to be able to have self-development and improvement and feel good within themselves, so that they can really appreciate you and enjoy things in their life in general as well. You've also got here the Wheel of Fortune. Now, the Wheel of Fortune is incredible, right? It's Jupiter energy. It's to do with fate and destiny. It's prosperous. It's auspicious. It's absolutely stunning. So the Wheel of Fortune here just goes to show that there are bigger things that will come. There are bigger things that will progress. I very much so see it here. I know that it's hard sometimes to understand like how things can happen and things like that, but I do see here that their intention here is for them to improve within themselves and to feel really good within themselves and to have a lot of self-confidence, and then to most likely take things further forward. I really feel it anyways, definitely to take things further forward here with you, but it's most likely when they have got themselves together. That's what I mean, right? Because they want to be able to get themselves together. They want to feel strong. They want to be able to make decisions and choices and appreciate what they have in front of them. Appreciate the fact that there is something really beautiful in front of them, and for them to make those choices, those decisions, and to appreciate everything without necessarily feeling like they are trapped or things like that, because they don't want to feel that way. And you've also got the Knight of Jars as well, so they want to be much more emotionally communicative and just really appreciate what is there as well. So that's what I'm seeing, is that I do feel that one of their intentions is to come towards you. There's communication that's coming through, but also emotionally telling you how they feel towards you is the Knight of Jars coming through. And then the King of Wicks here is this energy of like saying like, hey, let's go do this, let's go here, let's go there. That's more of that interactive energy. This person also finds you physically very, very attractive, which also comes through with the King of Wicks. Because remember how I described things, right? I said that you're an amazing person in front of them. And I know I was kind of referring to food as like, wanting to sort of devour you. I know that sounds like really crazy, but like they really just have this energy where they really feel physical attraction towards you, and they just sometimes they can't resist it. They just really want to, but they also have respect. Okay, I do want to mention that this person does have respect to the point where they don't want to lead you on. They don't want to make you feel like, okay, well, now they're saying this and doing that, and do they really mean it? I don't feel like they're trying to lead you on purposely, but they also know they need to get themselves together. But there's a lot of physical attraction here as well. That's definitely something I'm seeing. So they're not purposely trying to do so. It's just that they can't resist. It's one of those things. So with that being said, that is your reading, right? Their thoughts, intentions, feelings, actions towards you. Covered quite a lot in this reading, and if it resonates or if there's a message in here that really makes sense to your situation, please do let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Do check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and of course my intention items, which are on my Etsy store as well. And yeah, do take care. And now I'm going to move on to group number 2. Alright, so let's move these cards to the side, to the left, to the left. Ooh, Beyonce song, Irreplaceable. Interesting. To the left, to the left. Okay, I'll put them on the left. Alright. Alright, group number 2. Let's see their thoughts, intentions, feelings, and actions towards you. So you have chosen this group, ta-da, with this beautiful crystal. I'm just going to put it there. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to move it here, and then once I put the spread out, we'll put the crystal on top. So you've chosen this group, and you've got here the seeds, which I think is quite interesting. So let's have a look and see what their thoughts, intentions, feelings, and actions are towards you. So we've got, first of all, the Page of Petals, and the way that I did this, I shuffled the cards and then I put them into the piles whilst asking the question, just in case anyone is wondering. So this is called the Earthbone Tarot deck. Yeah, Earthbone's Tarot deck, and we've got here the Page of Petals. Let's do that. We've also got lots of beautiful petals here as well. Well, actually roses, white roses. We have got the Two of Jars. We have got the King of Jars. We've got the Ten of Crystals, Judgment, the Teacher, Page of Crystals, Six of Petals, Three of Wicks, Three of Petals, Ten of Jars, wow, that's a really amazing energy, and the Seven of Wicks, which is struggle. I know, you're probably thinking, wow, you know, in about 5 seconds you mentioned something amazing and then you mentioned a struggle. Well, we'll get into this, right? We'll really get into this. So what I'm seeing here specifically is this really strong energy, especially when let's go first of all into their thoughts and their feelings, and then we'll get into actions and intentions. First of all, their thoughts and feelings, they think about you. Alright, this person thinks about you. Judgment, right? Judgment. They think about this a heck of a lot. And to me, I almost feel like they want to surrender. So to me, again, you know, I know I said I was going to talk about their thoughts and their feelings, but hey, look, their intentions and actions just seamlessly seem to be coming through. And the most interesting thing here is that, you know, on the borders of these cards, they seem to sort of just lead from one to another, except for the Judgment card, which I think is really fascinating here, because I think probably because it's a major arcana, but it's interesting how it's got a different border there. So, Judgment. I feel like they want to surrender. I feel like they want to wave that flag and say, you know what? Let's do this. Let's try. Let's take things further forward. Let's do more. I feel like they want to surrender. Judgment is ruled by Pluto, and Pluto is all about transformations. The home sign of Pluto is Scorpio, and we know Scorpio is about intensity. It is also about, you know, really intense emotions and being very, what's the word? Very involved, you know, and emotionally very involved, not detached. So this person here is feeling the intensity of that Scorpio energy, is feeling the intensity of Pluto, and is thinking, you know what? Let me do something that I haven't done. Let me change things up. Why not? I live once. I'm going to surrender to this, and I'm going to see what happens. This is them also feeling like, you know what? I'm gonna go with the flow. I like this person. Sure, I feel at times that I have my own struggles and my own challenges, and I don't feel great. So that's again their current thoughts and feelings coming through, where I feel like they have a lot of baggage, especially from the past. They could have really had either some relationships or friendships or even, relationships with family members as well, not necessarily always love, but other relationships which have been very, very difficult for them, or they could have had to deal with grief in terms of other relationships and heartbreak, which has really made them feel quite uneasy in regards to other connections, right? So in regards to you, this person has dealt with a lot, but they also know that they want to sort of put this behind them, they want to heal from it, they want to, close the chapter and start a new one, and they really just are thinking, what if I surrender? What if I just do this? Let me take a leap of faith. Let me take this risk. It could pay off. Because this person likes you, all right? And I mean really likes you, especially with the Two of Jars. To me, when I look at this crystal, I don't know why, but I keep envisioning it like a die, right? Like a die that you roll and then it shows a number, right? So I feel that, or like, multiple, for example, if you had dice, you throw them and number comes up, but obviously one is called a die. So I keep looking at it and I keep wanting to like roll it. It's one of those things. So to me, they want to take a leap of faith, they want to take a chance, that's their intention, and I feel like that's going to be their future action, where they want to do much more than they've done before. But what's holding them back is definitely past issues and relationships that have felt heavy, that have felt intense, that have not really made them feel good, and that is definitely something that is coming through. I kind of just want to, tell you that. On top of that as well, you've got the Two of Jars, right? And that shows that this person really, really likes you. There is definitely a spiritual connection coming through, because this energy carries with it an angel, and the angel is ruled by Venus. So this card actually represents what we have in traditional tarot, and we know in traditional tarot as the Two of Cups. So we know the Two of Cups in tarot has the angel and it's ruled by Venus, right? So this is the Two of Jars, and that also carries forward that energy of the angel, because that's what's coming through from the spirit guides. So with that comes a spiritual connection. The two of you could be twin flames, the two of you could be soulmates, or you might have a past life connection with this person. This person was brought into your life for a specific person, and you came into this person's life so that they could learn that they can trust themselves, and that, they will be able to heal and they will be able to get themselves together. So the Two of Jars here shows that mutual, equal, kind of like yin and yang energy here, where they feel these feelings towards you, you feel these feelings towards them, but the reason why things have perhaps not escalated to the level that you've maybe wanted them to, okay, and it's not far out, is because of past issues, struggles, challenges, perhaps even other relatives and people sort of putting things in their ears and saying, oh, but you're maybe not ready, just hold off, do this, do that, like, that kind of an energy can also come through. So that's what I'm seeing there. And then you've also got here the King of Jars, right? This is about emotions, and oftentimes emotions being really, really overwhelming. What have we got here? I mentioned Pluto Scorpio. We've got here again really intense water energy. This has been drowning them for a while. But they are coming up and they're realizing, you know what, whoa, I can swim. I can actually swim. I can swim. Oh my God, I didn't know I could do that. So, for those of you wondering, I actually can't swim, so, I'm seeing this more for you, where it's more so metaphorically. I just thought, I'd let you know that, but it's more so that they're finding that, wow, you know what? I don't have to stay contained in this jar of water. There is water in other places. So what I'm saying by that is there is this energy of faithfulness, right? But it's almost like, you know what? We could combine. We could have a huge jar and we could both be in that one jar. We don't have to be in individual jars. So this is about them wanting to somehow make your routines also come together, right? Because when we see couples and people that are together, they combine their routines, and then, there's a house, for example. So that's a big jar. They're like, why don't we just get a big jar, right? Rather than two places, like instead of two places, one place. Now, for those of you that are already with this person, it's this energy where they just feel like, you know what, there's a sense of freedom here. I can be me, I can do me. And I feel like they're very much so considering to plant seeds, because they know that things can grow. They know that things can bloom. So what we've got this with the Six of Petals, right? Bloom and growth. when you plant those seeds. So that's really, again, very, very interesting here, because the Two of Jars just shows that they want to take things further forward with their intentions and their actions. The King of Jars shows emotionally they're coming to their senses and understanding that, you know what, if I want to do something, I can do it. I don't have to be restricted by my past. I can heal from it. The King of Jars also shows healing. This person is going to heal from their past, but it's not going to let them be defined by their past, because there's of course a difference, right? Some people get really defined by their past and then it blocks certain elements of their future. Here I see healing, which I think is very important, and they're going to be planting a lot of these seeds, because the seeds you plant today can bloom tomorrow. Ta-da! So that's what we've got there. So that's, you know, we come back to this energy here, which of course I mentioned is difficult, but I'm going to go here, right? The Teacher. Look at this. This is so beautiful. So beautiful. It reminds me of koi fish. I actually do have koi fish. Oh, this is a different, wow, Moonlight, your skills in terms of telling out borders is not very good today. Remember I mentioned like all of the cards just seamlessly go into one another, and this one is different. Well, actually this one is different as well. As I was going to say, I actually have koi fish. We have a pond, and it's got some beautiful kois in it. That just really reminded me of that. They're super, super lucky. To me, what I feel is that this person feels that you are lucky. You're someone that teaches them so much about life without you even realizing it. I feel like this person trusts a lot more, right? We're talking about the other person, of course. They trust you, they trust you, yes, but they trust a lot more. They are much more willing to go with the flow rather than restricting themselves. You are a teacher to this person, and they find you as a good luck charm, which is also what kois represent, right? It's this beautiful energy of luck and peace and joy, and that's what I'm seeing, and also freedom in many, many ways. That sense of being free, right? We see that there as well. Page of Crystals. Interesting, because this again shows that this person really wants to talk to you and be super straightforward, honest and progressive, and they just want to tell you, like, you know what, I think this, I think this, I think this, what do you think? So I feel like that's going to be their future action, is that they're going to want to talk to you and just straighten everything out or iron everything out, so there's no creases that make you go, I wonder what that means, I wonder why that's there, I wonder what's happening here, right? Creases will be ironed. And also, Six of Petals. We already talked about the Six of Petals, but I want to tell you that Six of Petals is this really beautiful mutual energy, which we also pick up here. But it's about them knowing that they want things to get to that point. They just have to stop restricting themselves, because this person does restrict themselves a heck of a lot. And it's almost this self-sabotaging energy where they make it harder for themselves. But I can kind of understand that when you have difficulties and baggage and struggles, it's really hard to deal with, you know, so it can feel like it's doing much more harm than good, and naturally they will get through it, because the Seven of Wicks is about getting through obstacles and challenges and thinking, you know what, I got this, I can get through it, yes, I am going to do this. So to me, I feel like they're going to be able to get through this. They will be able to take themselves to a place which is very fulfilling and progressive and really positive, which again, I like. It's good. See? 10 of Jars. This is their ultimate, right? They want to have happiness, they want to have fulfillment, they want to have, you know, just a bit of everything. And that's the thing, is they want to have balance, they want to have freedom. They want it all. And they will try and have it all. So their intentions and their actions will align up to what they want their future to look like. This person really likes you, but they need time, right? That's one thing that I'm definitely seeing. So in time, we see here a lot of healing. Them really just surrendering and saying, you know what? I'm going to take a leap of faith here. They're going to plant some seeds. This person really does trust you and really just sees something very strong within you. They want to make things equal and mutual. They will communicate here. It can also be an apology. And then finally, you got the Three of Petals, which is about teamwork and collaboration, you know, and we see that literally right here. This is about them just wanting to build with you and take things slowly but surely with you, right? Baby steps. And that is what I'm seeing in terms of their intentions and their actions, but also their thoughts and their feelings. Right now, they're acting very much so based on the fact that they are struggling. So I see here that they're going to surrender. They're very much so going to surrender because they think about you so much, and they also think about their situation a lot, that they're eventually going to start to plant seeds, and they're really going to start to do a lot of healing as well. So that is what we have, and also healing of the heart chakra as well, because we've got a lot of green here too, right? And roses are known to be a very romantic flower. I feel that energy very much so. So that's what we've got, group number 2. This is your reading. If this reading resonates with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And do check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and of course my intention items, which are on my Etsy store. And definitely do take care as well. Alright, so now we go to group number 3. Okay, so I'm just going to take away these cards. Alright, group number 3. This is your reading for their thoughts, intentions, feelings and actions towards you. So we've got this beautiful moon crystal, which I think is really interesting. And this is the top card, which is, of course, candle or the wick. So we're going to see what's coming through. And the way that I did this was I was shuffling the cards and then I put them into the piles whilst asking the question. So we'll see what's coming through, and this deck is called the Earth Bones Tarot deck. So just in case you're wondering, because they are super beautiful, they're stunning, they're absolutely stunning. It's even got rose gold edging, which, you know, it's very fancy, I have to say. So it's very beautiful and unique. So we've got here, so the question is, you know, their thoughts, feelings, intentions and actions. So we've got the Ace of Wicks. I'm just going to move the moon. We'll put the moon on top of the spread once I've laid it out. We've got the Two of Petals, the Hermit. Oh my god, that is so adorable, so adorable. We've got here the Queen of Wicks, the World, Page of Jars, as you can see there, Two of Wicks, Queen of Jars, Justice. It's really interesting actually, because you've got 2 scales. Very interesting. Two of Petals and Justice. Wow, okay. We've also got here the Star. Got a lot of major arcanas in this spread as well. That's definitely something I've noticed. Oh yeah, we definitely have. Oh my goodness, wow. Got the Chariot here, and we've got Strength. Okay, yeah, you've got a lot of major arcanas. Not necessarily a bad thing. You've got some really positive major arcanas, that's the thing. You've definitely got this energy of the scales. To me, this seems like the two of you are going to have some form of resolution. Like there's a resolving energy that's coming through. So whatever your situation is, whether this is, for example, a crush, whether this is someone that you have known for a very long time, whether this is someone from the past, you know, whoever this person is that you're thinking about, there's a resolving energy that I see here. So that will include, dun 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 dun, communication. Definitely. I see it because Justice is air energy, and the air sign energies is really about communication. It's also about clarity. It's about understanding 2 sides of the scale, understanding each other's perspectives, not just one person and it being biased. This is about understanding both perspectives. So I feel like you're going to be able to say what you also feel to this person, which is also very important. And on top of that, you'll be able to get off your chest what you truly feel, which is also something important because, you know, sometimes people step on eggshells and they don't want to say the wrong thing, right? So they can sometimes feel like, okay, just gotta, you know, be diplomatic and I guess not hurt this person or say anything that could make them run away. But here, I feel like your truth is going to be very valuable, not just for the other person, but for yourself. Because sometimes when we feel things and we don't say them, it just eats us up inside, right? So I feel like it's interesting because this question relates to them, but it also relates to you. So it goes to show that in this situation, you are equally as important. And you shouldn't forget that because that's really vital and it's very, very crucial. So if you have something to say and you know that you're going to regret it if you don't say it, then it's okay to say it, right? Because if you don't have regrets, then it's okay to say it. And also they will want to know your perspective as well, which I think is very important. So let's start with the card that sort of starts it all, right? That is the Ace of Wicks. Now, the Ace of Wicks here is about a lot of attraction. It's also about chemistry. This person feels that towards you. I also feel like this person doesn't necessarily want to let you go, or especially if this is a crush or someone, they have definitely thought about you in an intimate or romantic way. And I also see here interactions and some form of communication. Remember, I mentioned communication is a big thing in this particular spread, which is definitely coming through. And you've also got the Two of Petals, which is this element of balance. We also have that here with the Justice card, right? So to me, the Ace of Wicks here shows that there's going to be, in their actions towards you and their intentions towards you, are to be much more clear and concise in regards to communication and to sort of resolve and work things out. That's what they want to do. Really, really, that's what they want to do. Two of Petals as well. This is about finding that balance. It's also about compromise and trying to make things as equal as possible. It's that yin and yang energy of mutual harmony and balance and growth, which they also feel is very important. Make no mistake that this person knows that connections should be equal and mutual. This person is not a fan of, just not having something that's equal and mutual, because they don't like that, right? So this person will try their absolute best in the future to make things as mutual as possible, because I feel like they have definitely realised that at times they don't do that, right? Hermit, a lot of thinking, okay? They have been thinking a lot. So this goes to their thoughts and their feelings. This person has thought constantly over and over and over again. Their mind has been running 100 miles per hour, thinking of every scenario, every situation, every little thing they have analysed and thought about and wondered about and pondered about. And I see it so clearly here with the Hermit. This person has taken space and time to think of every little detail, and to also then think in their mind, like, okay, well, if I was in that situation, how would I feel? And that is where their empathy towards you also comes from. So with time and space, especially for those of you that are not in contact with one another, with time and space, they understand how they treat you. They understand how they should be treating you. And more importantly, they understand now what the next moves should be. So they do a lot of reflecting and understanding through that. And that's also a very, very important thing. We also have here the Queen of Wicks. Now, the Queen of Wicks is quite important because the Queen of Wicks here goes to show that this person has a lot of attraction towards you. This person loves your personality. They think that you're a really good person. And in many, many ways, you're very rare. You're very genuine, right? And your genuine energy shows through. So this person sees that. You don't need to be anything else but yourself with this person, and that's what I have to say. Really, really honestly do. When they think of you, they think of you very, very highly. They put you on a pedestal because they really feel that you have so much that so many people don't have. And that's not to put other people down or anything like that, but in their mind, right, they feel that you're a really good person, you're genuine, you're rare, and it's so rare to find a person like you these days, especially from their perspective and what they like. So it's just, what I'm seeing here. You've also got here the World card, and the World is ruled by Saturn. So it's about structure, and it's also about your energy. This person really does feel within themselves like they're trying to get themselves together, they're trying to get their world together, and at times they feel like things are just so all over the place that they need to focus more on their world, and then they feel like at times they're sort of neglecting everything else around them. What they understand is that it needs to be about balance. So one thing for sure is that this person, I feel, has been selfish in the past, but is realising that actually, you know what, it takes two to tango. And that goes with everything else in their life, whether it's personal or even professional. They know that they need to put in much more of a balance. It's not just all about them, but also it's about them, but it's also about the other side as well, and that they need to put equal energy into all those other things. Because yes, it is about us in life, right? It is. But it's not all about us. That's the thing. There's a time and a space where it's about us, and then there's a time and a space where it's not about us, right? That's the thing. It has to be equal and it has to be balanced. Otherwise, then there seems to be these narcissistic, egoistic tendencies. But that's what I'm seeing, is that they understood that they have been very selfish, because there's a difference between taking care of yourself and putting yourself first in a way where you are putting yourself in that position, but also there's a place where it's important to consider other people while still controlling your world, if that makes sense. It's very much so about having balance. Now, we also have the Strength card, which to me, it shows that it's going to take a lot of strength for them to really open up to you, but they're going to do it because they know they have to, and they know that otherwise they would have regrets. This person also sees you as someone that's very, very strong, and they really want to also be strong as well. They want to be able to take things further forward and not to regret anything, which I think is also quite significant, right? It's quite significant. You also got here the Chariot. Now, the Chariot is very important for many, many reasons. First of all, the Chariot is really important because the Chariot here really does symbolize the fact that they see here forward movement and progression with you. They see here, again, this energy where things could go the distance. They have emotions towards you, they have feelings towards you, but for a long time, I think that this person has really been focused more so on themselves in an egoistic way than perhaps on anything else. But now they're realizing that, wow, you know, I do want a future. I want to take things further forward. So in their actions, in the future, I see here them wanting to take things further forward, wanting to progress things, and wanting to really move things along because they want a future. And that's the Star card. The Star card is fate and destiny. It's about, you know, a wish, and their intuition is just rising and rising and rising every step of the way. And we see that with this moon crystal. Their intuition is going to be beaming. They are really going to put themselves in a place where they take care of themselves, they put themselves first, and they're going to listen to their heart and their mind, but more so the heart, right? The heart is really, really big. When we look at green, right, the heart chakra is green, and I really feel that this person is, you know, the more they connect to their inner self, and they do a lot of this thinking, even if it's 100 miles per hour, they're connecting to that heart chakra. Even though their mind might be going 100 miles per hour, they're taking time and space, and that is also what helps to connect us to our heart chakra. It's when we give ourselves time and space away from everything else going on in the world. That's when the mind can sort of align a little bit more to the heart as well. So to me, it goes to show that I really feel, it's interesting how this crystal just so happens to be sitting on this exact card in the placement that it's in, but it just goes to show that this person's going to be using their intuition a lot more, and that's what the moon here is showing. And also the Chariot has this sort of moon child energy because it's ruled by Cancer, so it all flows together really, really seamlessly in that sense. But Star card, right? So this person is going to try and move on from their old ways and sort of release their old ways, and trying to make their routine and their life much more of balance than you know, just selfishness, if that makes sense. Not, you know, this person's not terrible, but I definitely feel like they've had some very selfish tendencies in the past where it might have just been all about them and less about other things, and this person could have also lost opportunities over time because of that. But this is not a terrible person, right? It's just that they're realizing that actually they want to be much more equal and mutual towards you, which is no bad thing. It honestly isn't, right? They're making more space for you. That's what I see here, especially with their intentions and their actions. You've also got the Queen of Jars here as well, and it just goes to show that they really appreciate the fact that you are someone who is a person who wears your heart on your sleeve. You're emotionally in tune with yourself in many ways. You're very, very in tune with your thoughts and the way you process things, and that's exactly how they want to do things, right? They want to be equal, they want to be mutual. That's what they want to do. And then you've also got here the Two of Wicks. Now, you know, this really is about the fact that, trust me, well, I'm talking about the Queen of Jars still, even though I said the Two of Wicks. It's interesting because I wanted to come back to this particular card. The Two of, wow, why is it that I keep going between these two cards? There's something in it. Hold on, let me just think about that for a second. I keep going between those two cards. That means something. The Queen of Jars here, right, is the fact that they just know that you are very, very special, and it's almost like they want to preserve you and keep you, not in a creepy way or a criminal way. Let me just be very clear about that, because I know, you know, I've been watching too many documentaries on Netflix, but, you know, it's not about that. It is not about that, okay? The Queen of Jars here is the fact that they really just, you know, they want you in their life. They feel like you are an amazing person, and also you're very presentable. Like they like how you look and how you present yourself, but they also like you for who you are and your emotions and how you handle yourself in that sense. So then coming to the Two of Wicks, right? This person, for sure, they really do want to take things further forward with you. You might get some form of a message. I see it right here, right? This is that. This is exactly that. This is about them sending you a message. This could be, you know, hey, let's go here, or it could be, hey, let's catch up, or hey, how are you doing? There's something about a message that I see here, and it's because they just can't resist you. They don't want to let go of you, okay? They want you in their life. They want you in your life. No, sorry, yeah, they want you in their life. Yeah, that does make sense. Page of Jars. Oh, they want you in their life. Look at that. Right? They want you. Really, really want you. And they are going to tell you, okay, how they feel about you. I very much so see that happening. And I also feel this is very much so showcasing, these 3 cards right at the end is showcasing an apology, where they're going to want to make things much more balanced for you and with you. Alright, so group number 3, this is your reading. Now, if this resonated with you, or there was a certain message in this that really made sense to your situation, please let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And do check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and of course my intention items, which are on Etsy. Do check those out, and take care as well. Alright, so I'm going to now move on to group number 4. Group number 4, this is your reading for their thoughts, feelings, and actions. Thoughts, feelings, intentions, and actions, there we go, towards you. So let's have a look, see what's coming through. We've got this beautiful little green crystal. We've also got the cards here. This is the Earth Bones Tarot deck. And the way I did this was I shuffled the cards whilst asking the question, and I placed them into the piles. So let's get started. I'm going to put this on top of the spread, so I'm just going to leave it on the side, and it is stunning. It's actually got gold, rose gold edging, which is amazing. I've actually not seen that on a deck before, but it's stunning. So we've got here the 4 of Petals. Okay, so this is again for their thoughts, intentions, feelings, and actions towards you. We've got the 4 of Crystals, 2 4s. That's very interesting. We've got here the Knight of Wicks, the Emperor, King of Crystals. Just move that along a little bit. We have the Moon, 5 of Wicks. We've got the 10 of Wicks, 6 of Wicks. You know what I keep thinking of when I'm thinking of Wicks? I'm thinking of the vapor rub. Wicks. It is Wicks, isn't it? I think it's Wicks, yeah. Page of Wicks. Oh my god, we've got so many Wicks here. We've got here the Tower, and we've got the Ace of Crystals, right? So really interesting cards. Alright, so from what I can see right here is a really, really strong energy, especially in regards to their thoughts and feelings, is uncertainty. This person definitely has their emotional challenges, emotional issues. They feel all over the place. They can feel very down about things one second, and then very warm towards things one second. This is really hot and cold energy coming through because of the moon, right? The moon is about cycles and phases, and this person definitely goes through, so the person that you're thinking about definitely does go through things emotionally on a constant basis, and they've definitely realized their pattern. But also the other thing that I'm picking up is that this person can be quite emotionally detached. So that's what I'm seeing, is that they can be very emotionally detached or emotionally unattached, where you've got that Emperor energy here, and the Emperor is known to be that way. Is actually, the interesting thing is the Emperor is quite a passionate person. The Emperor is the counterpart to the Empress. I mean, imagine, right? The Empress is ruled by Venus. The Empress loves love. And then her counterpart is the Emperor, who is, very hardworking, shows through their actions, but is very emotionally detached. We are talking of this person being emotionally detached, maybe not always expressing their thoughts or communicating everything that they feel towards you, But at the same time, this is because they do feel very all over the place. I do feel that they are going to start to feel better in time, and then also that emotional detached energy will get a little less. So they'll become a little bit more sort of, emotionally open, but perhaps not completely, because this person is someone who naturally is not necessarily the most emotionally attached, if that makes sense. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because we know that the Empress's counterpart is the Emperor, right? And they still manage to make things work. So I just want you to know that naturally this person is not necessarily the most emotionally attached, but also right now, because they're feeling even more of this energy, they're even more emotionally detached than they usually would be, if that makes sense. So it will get less and less, but don't expect huge emotional, attachments from this person. That's just something that I'm seeing. It's not all terrible though. All right, but I had to explain that in that specific way, and I know it's sometimes a little bit difficult to understand, that whole perspective of things, but it goes to show that this person's much more logical, right? This person likes to show through their actions, not necessarily always their words and their sort of lovey-doveyness. This person likes to show through actions, like showing you how they care towards you. The King of Crystals is a very, very logical, methodical person. They like to communicate. They like to be clear. They like to be concise. And that's what I see here, is that this person will show you through their, I know I said that this person likes to communicate, and I said, this person can be much better at sort of showing you than telling you, but I do feel in the future that this person will be able to have conversations with you where they're not going to run away from you, right? Because right now what I see in their thoughts and feelings is there's indecisiveness, like they don't know which way to go, they don't know which way to turn, it's hot and cold, they feel confused, right? That's the Five of Wands, feeling confused. The Four of Petals is them trying to preserve their energy in some way, shape or form, so they can be really detached, they can be very withdrawn, they may not always want to talk to you. But I do feel here, especially with the Page of Wands, is there's this energy of newness, there's this sense of transformation, which I'm picking up on. So I do feel like there's going to be that sort of cocoon to butterfly kind of energy that I'm seeing, right? Caterpillar to cocoon to butterfly. I think that's right. So to me, I feel like there's going to be a bit more of a bloom and a growth kind of energy that is going to come out of this with time, and their communication will get stronger towards you, but also how they show themselves to you and the work that they put in terms of their actions will also get stronger. But right now, I feel like this person is much more in this sort of hole of just feeling very, very chaotic, to the point where their words cannot be so great, their emotions can be all over the place, and they can just feel like they're sort of crumbling, right? So that's the Tower here, very much so showing it. Now the Tower is ruled by Mars, and Mars is this really chaotic, destructive energy, so they can feel like this, but I feel like their thoughts and their feelings right now are chaotic, right? It's very all over the place, they feel indecisive, they feel confused, that's the Five of Wands, right? Confusion, chaos, conflict, emotionally all over the place, very detached, from that perspective, but it's going to get better. So their intentions are definitely that they want to get better and they want to get stronger, but to me, I feel like they're going backwards and then they'll go forwards. It's a little bit like the bow and the arrow, right? The arrow goes backwards and then it shoots forwards, but it does temporarily go backwards, and that's what I'm seeing here, especially with the Ten of Wands. They're definitely carrying this burden with them. They do feel heavy, but also the 10 is usually the closing of a chapter, like a cycle, especially when you've got a burdening energy, right? It's about trying to put it to an end. And you've also got here the Ace of Crystals, which is epiphanies and understandings and realizations. This person's going to have a realization that they really do want to make things work with you. But at this very point in time, I feel like this person has to sort of, I know this can sound really crazy, but they sort of have to reach the bottom before they can work themselves back up again to this connection, and that's what I'm seeing. So the Six of Wands here is about victory and celebration. You see that right here, number one. They are going to come to you, they're going to approach you, they're going to want to pursue you and take things further with you. And the Ace of Crystals here shows an apology, and I feel like they're going to do this in an energy where there's a rebirth, right? Where they understand like how they felt and what they've done, and they will come to you and show you through their actions how they feel towards you. We don't have that much water energy here, aside from the moon, right, which goes to show again that this person is not necessarily the most emotionally attached person, but still They do have emotion. This person's not made from stone, right? They do have emotion, but this person's much more sort of logical with their actions, and they will at least communicate with you, right? But right now, this person's going through this tower moment, which is also going to allow them to sort of start from scratch. You know, we see that egg cracking. So it's about sort of bloom, which I see as well here. So that's what I'm seeing in regards to their thoughts, actions, intentions, what's going to happen, you know, how it's going to happen, that kind of thing. I feel like they're going to apologize to you and be much more clear with you once they've really taken on this rebirth energy. So that is what I'm seeing, and then they're really going to come to you. Victory, celebration, success is very much so there. So this is your reading group number 4 now. If this resonates with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Do check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and of course my intention items which are on my Etsy store. Everything is listed down below, so definitely do check that out if you are interested, and I hope you have, you know, just an absolutely lovely day or night wherever you are, whenever you're watching this, and definitely do take care of yourself as well. Bye!